I don't know, man. I don't know. I wasn't ready, but it's okay. Episode 3 of How Do You Paint? So, in the last episode, I don't have my gorilla tape on holding up my boobs, can you tell? Anyway, okay. Let's not start off at a 10. Let's build up to a 10 and then bring in waves of crescendos to 10. Let's not start at a 10 because then there's nowhere to go except to 11 and that's too high. The madness has begun. My whole orientation to painting without source material and winging it and seeing what image emerges from the canvas that the spirit needs to see rather than composing and controlling, that was what my intention was. That was what I did. And then upon editing that episode, I saw myself immediately discounting, judging, rejecting the form that was emerging. And the form was great. I mean, it was nothing. It was real. It was what was emerging, and I was rejecting it over and over. A little disappointed. I didn't find it in this spontaneous way of working.
You did, though.
Well, you tried things, and then now I know that I'm not really missing much by not doing it.
It's there.
Because I do have an idea of how I want it to look. It's not really pure discovery. I am trying to communicate a certain gesture.
You discovered it.
Maybe for that, you have to use a little more control. You got to grab the reins.
No.
Ride that unicorn where you want it. All right. See you next time, How You Painter, for episode 3. This challenge that I have set for myself to paint a form without comparing it to some outer source material or image is the reification of this incomplete conjoinment of mind and body that I did not have ever in my life, that I am trying to achieve now through painting, which is to bring a form up through my imagination, not compared to some outer image, and embrace it and connect with it and have a relationship with it. I think I need to offer a quote from the Jungian analyst Marion Woodman in The Pregnant Virgin. While their egos can be approached through confrontation, challenge, or humor, their bodies cannot respond. The more quickly the ego moves ahead, the more terrorized the body becomes. This sounds like the story of my life. The result is, for people like this, that the energy in their bodies, their life force, their chi, has to find other modes of action because there's this restriction and constriction in the flow of life through their bodies. They have to find other modes of action, other modes of expression. Some of these are very creative and make for brilliant careers in the arts. But always, people whose psychic energy has had to carve out other channels of expression because their bodies were blocked are haunted by their refusal, conscious or unconscious, to permit their souls to take up residence in their bodies. This is what I was talking about, right? The result is that without quite understanding what they are feeling or why they are feeling it, they are possessed by homeless souls who wander like ghosts in a bleak twilight zone where they cannot find shelter or rest. They are haunted by their own wandering souls that hover somewhere near the earth, crying in vain to be let in. Let me in, let me in. Refusing them entrance into their own bodies, such people become the enemies of their souls. No, no, no! They unconsciously realize that they have sentenced their souls to perpetual exile. For this reason, they find no real satisfaction in the other outlets, however creative, that the soul in exile from the body finds for itself. This is what I was talking about, my spirit is not in my paintings, right? Temporary release from despair through total immersion in work leaves them, when the work is done, in ever deeper states of despair. Indeed, well, don't worry, this is not a cry for help or foreshadowing, but indeed, in certain cases, the creative work leads to suicide. Trigger warning. This is what we're dealing with, people, and you know what? I'm up for this challenge. I am up for the challenge to create a matrix in my body, outside of the cultural matrix that contains us and robs us of our spirit, and through the act of painting. So, to that end, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking paint an image, paint a form without referring, even as I'm saying this, I'm like, no, I can't. But well, I did do a little bit of practice. Oh dear. Should have bookmarked it, huh? I did do a slight little just kind of orientation to the shape. What is it? It's just like, can I accept what comes out without controlling it? You know, it's like, can I just make an image without judgment? The idea of it sounds amazing, but the actuality when I'm confronting it just seems impossible. Like, it's like, part of the problem, this might work. Hey, look, part of the problem might be that I'm so close to it that I can't see the whole image, you know? Like, what if I drew like that so I can see more at once? How perfect, right? That this just goes right in there. You know, let me not also be like a fanatic about anything. Like, I have to draw it without any sort of outer measure. Ultimately, as long as you're applying paint to canvas, you're working through all of this shit, you know? It's not like there's one way. The other thing I've been really needing to do after watching the last 2 episodes is really seeing how I'm super frowny. I'm really frowny all the time. I'm really I look really miserable a lot of the time, even as I'm laughing. So now I'm gonna just try to not frown so much and keep my face open to life. And not to be squinching life out of myself. Like, I'm like, get out, life. I'm like, yeah. It's like, I'm hungry, feed me. No, the milk is bitter. That's not a way to live, is it? Feed me, get out. So, try to transcend that. All right. On guard. Can I just quit painting and be a fencer now? On guard. Okay, this is me procrastinating. All right, shit, motherfucker. Yeah. So I wanted the central image to just be bigger because, you know, I don't know why. Do I care? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's not like what you wanted, it's what comes is the important thing. But, see, already I find myself having these thoughts of like, no, that little image is better. She's so meek and... Am I doing the thing where like what is there is wrong and I'm endlessly fixing it instead of just going with what is? I think I'm doing that right now. I'm so sorry. This is such insanity. Because isn't it good with her being so small? in this landscape. She looks so vulnerable. Oh God, people. Okay, what if there's no right way? It's just one way. It's like, what if the way that I pick is the right way? Because I picked it, and it's like, does not, and I'll make it work. Like there's infinite paintings that you can make, right? So there's infinite paintings that you can make. And every choice you make is a valid choice. You will respond to the choice you made. It's not like, oh, that was the wrong choice. That was the choice you made. And then you will respond to it. And that will take the painting in a direction that a different choice would have evoked a different response. What cannot happen on this episode is I cannot just fucking flounder and not get anywhere on the painting. That is for goddamn sure. Okay, but what I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do this to us, but I'm so in an indecision. Like, I'd like to see more of the stump. Like, I'm thinking like medieval manuscript, like central image, awkwardly posed and placed. I just had a thought. I'm really on the threshold right now between like, let's call it like the same threshold that went from medieval art to Renaissance art. I'm right on that threshold in my consciousness between medieval art and Renaissance art. You know, the Enlightenment, Renaissance art was the time where reason took over and people figured out ways to master the world of form and materiality through rendering things in proper anatomy and perspective. And, you know, we have reached a point in the cycles of history where reason has become barbaric. This is the age of the barbarism of reason. I didn't make up that term, but isn't it good? The barbarism of reason. Where the mind over matter has made matter its degraded slave. In the world of mystery and magic has been overridden by reason. Mind over body, control over Dionysian instinct. And this is where I'm at. Having lived in a state of dissociation from the instinctual realm and the need now to return to an age of magic, maybe like even pre-adolescent, and to bring that magic into my adult existence. What happens in these stages, I think this was what this Italian philosopher, what's his name? Luigi Mangione? No, that's not it. Hey, Luigi. It's Vico? Something Vico. And his whole theory of social evolution is, it ends up at the barbarism of reason, and then everything falls apart and goes back to magic. That might be happening right now, actually. I mean, I hope it is. Before everyone's dead. And all the lizards are dead too. See, I didn't tell you what I was gonna do, but I did it anyway. It's nice. Nothing can go, you know what, people? I would like this season 2 or 3, or no, 2, the split. I would like this season to be really all about breakthroughs and absolute fearlessness and risking the painting being really bad and not working. I mean, that's how you should always be painting, actually. And some people, I feel like, are more able to do that. People who aren't so tightly holding the reins because they have their spirits are in their bodies and they feel safe on this world. But for people who are like in a state of terror a lot of the time, it's too hard to let go of control. But you have to let go of control in order to find that you're safe. So medieval art, remember how awkward everything is? Because they didn't really know how to draw. I like that. I love that. I don't know why when I do it, I somehow... Hey, dum-dum. You wanted it bigger. I want to put her head in the clouds. All of this redo, second guess, it might be like fear. God, I just want to be free. I just want to be free. People are afraid if they become untrained, they'll be unhinged and they'll just explode and fly off in all directions and go psychotic, because that does happen sometimes. The little heart-shaped face. That's what I had. My little neck. Hunch. There's the t-shirt. And then the t-shirt is like that. This is a really good way to draw big. And just remember, Kate, you like it when it's so crooked and bad. You like that. I don't like when I'm in the midst of doing it, I forget and I think something's gone wrong. It's the same as like, you know, when I see like fucked up looking people like on the street or just in life or in pictures, like, you know, people who look fucked up. I think it's beautiful. I love it. I'm like that's where the, I don't know, substance is. I don't care about beauty. But then, you know, I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I'm ugly. You know, like what? That's not even my value system. That's that introjected value system that's like not even mine, that I'm still living through from my teenagehood as a in the 80s, like doing aerobics. You know, like that's some aerobics level shit. It's not even what I'm about, man. Not about that. What the hell? Not about that. And you know what? So fucking what if this whole image is like, this person looks like a behemoth and not a teenage girl? Because like, what? So what? That's what this is gonna be. It's gonna be what comes out, and I'm just gonna enjoy the process of painting on a stick. So my Reeboks are gonna be really tiny because I just ran out of room. And then I wanted the stump to be kind of, you know, big. Like I want to be able to see the rings in the stump. So it goes. It's a big stump. Maybe it's too big. What's too big? Too big for what? Like, where did you get that idea that it's too big? Too big for what? If I would have made it smaller, I'd be like, oh, it's too small. Because that's how I operate. I know that I'm trying to just be okay with things, but I just don't like how giant the torso is. But is it okay? Can I accept it? Hey, audience. Do you feel left out? Do you feel like I'm just in a solipsistic loop right now? Keeping up a pattern that you're not involved in? I'm sorry, I felt that way. For a while, I felt like I wasn't really connecting with you. I was just really in my own world, and you were just sort of like the outside observer, like the dominant object. People who have dysthymia, the problem is that they don't get pleasure from their own activity, and they're constantly, actually, rather than relating to their own activity, they're relating to an image in their head of the dominant other, and they're doing everything for the dominant other. And so therefore, they don't really like enjoy anything. That's what dysthymia is, like not enjoying anything. Just FYI. Yeah, I guess part of this practice right now that I'm doing with you all is I am absolutely doing the thing where I am leaving what I did as is and not redoing it. Wow, it's so fucking agonizing, but I think it's the way to free myself. I just redid that shoulder. But this is great, this tool. She looks more petite, like I was as a teenager. How do I make her look more petite? Am I doing the thing where later I'm gonna watch this and I'm like, why did you do that? It was fine, you're crazy. You know what, it doesn't matter. As long as you're enjoying the process of applying paint, it does not matter what you're doing. Don't forget that. It's really just about an excuse to go rubby, right? That's what it's about. Yes. That's what it's about. Yes. That's what it's about, people. I may have discovered the secret. I may have discovered the secret to painting. It's not about the image, it's about the materiality. What if that's it? Like, what if the image really does come out of just the like sensual engagement with the surface and the tools? What if? Could that be? Could the universe be that perfect? Could it be that meaningful? That it's nothing to do with your ideas? Oh, I shudder to think. Why does she look so meek there? She's kind of like, And here she looks more like, I think because the neck has to go. I mean, there is something to control and thought but as long as you're enjoying, as long as you're staying in the like physicality of the paint application, I think you haven't done total mind over matter, right? This is how we're linking mind and matter. So that head is it's too propped up. I want it to be lower down. So it's more like, And this is a good opportunity. See, it's good when you want to do some corrections, because I just flashed on a thought, which was, I'm thinking like medieval manuscript-ish stuff. And what would that be without some metallic gold pillaged from faraway lands? To stand in for the deity that has been banished to the sky when they killed all the witches. You realize that's what started colonization, right? They had to go get gold because they lost their magic. They lost their illuminated magic in their lives, and they put God up in heaven instead of in the earth. Just FYI, again. So here we go. Gold. A fucked up scribble halo. Here you go. A fallen angel. In the last episodes, if you're still here, thanks for staying with the show. It was a big cringe, I will say, as I do it again. I was kind of in an underworld journey for a while there. A bit of let's say damsel, maybe. I was a little damsel in distress. Is that even funny? So that's my blue eyeshadow. What color should I paint the head? Navy blue. I don't know why, but it just came to me in an instinctual flash. I love that green and that gold together. Have I been doing a good job of not frowning for this whole episode? I don't want to look like an old biddy before my time. I don't want to look like an old biddy. I'm just not a natural, you know? I'm not a natural at drawing. Some people are, and they just know how to make stuff. They get form, but maybe it's because I've been locked out of my body my whole life. The world of form is a little mysterious to me. That's still not that. Why can't I get that angle? You know, you can see the difference, right? Am I just doing the thing where I'm being crazy? Am I? It's like, here's the neck. Here's the V-neck. Right, that. And then here's the shoulder. Yeah. I think I kind of got the feeling. Did I? My hair will be here. Bangs. I don't know. I'm not satisfied. I feel like the head is too far over to the left. I wish I could just cut and paste it, like move it over just like that. I can. I just go like this. Ah! Maybe this is, I don't need to be on the stick. Maybe I can just kind of do it close up. My nose is running because it's cold in here. I swear, I'm not doing snorting drugs. I bet people have thought that, huh? Have you thought that watching the show? You're like, oh, she's on coke. Have you thought that? I have, watching myself, but I'm not. I'm just naturally high strung and have a tight jaw. It's just part of my natural state. Hey, now this is really letting paint do the talking, isn't it? This is good. This is good. This is progress. This is kind of the progress that I have been hoping to make, which is kind of getting a little free. And it's going to also create a very different style, is it not? Hi, good job, people. Thanks for the support. Let's just call it a wrap. See you next time on How Do You Paint, motherfuckers? Okay. On guard!